I'm going to show you now how to replace a standard ceiling rose like this with a modern light fitting. The first thing we need to do is isolate the electricity, and then we have to confirm that it is dead. So I'm just going to go and switch the circuit breaker off now for the lighting circuit. I've now isolated the electric, but before we touch any of the wires, we're just going to confirm that it is dead. To undo the ceiling rose, you just turn it anti-clockwise. Now before we touch any wires up there, we're just going to confirm that they are dead by testing them with a non-contact voltage detector. And now we need to just go and check this on something that is live to ensure that the test is still working. And I happen to know that this cable's live, and as you can see that light's up on there, so that proves that my tester is still working. I'm just going to check with a digital detector as well, like this. Now this is a known live cable, and when we go anywhere near it, it does signify that it is live by flashing red. And it's just signifying that it's picking up the metal. It's not actually picking up anything live, or else it would flash. I'll just come back to our cable again and just confirm. So now we know that the electricity is isolated. This is not your standard setup for a ceiling rose. Normally there would be 3 looping wires in there, but in this particular one there's only 2, which means that this is the last light on the looping circuit. So at this side here we've got the neutral, and at that side there we've got the switch live, which has been identified with the red sleeving. The first thing we're going to do is remove the screws that hold in the existing flex for the light, which is those 2 outer screws, the neutral and the switch live, and then we can just remove that. Now all the earth wires are together there, so we can remove the earth wire. And then there's only 1 neutral wire, so we'll remove that. And then there's the switch live wire that's been identified with the red sleeving, so we can remove that. And then the 2 looping wires that are both red. It's important before you remove any wires that you make sure that your switch live is identified with some red sleeving or a piece of tape, so you know which one is the switch live, because that's the important wire. So we can now remove the ceiling rose. Now the next job is to fix this bracket to the ceiling. So what I'm going to try and do is get at least 1 of the screws in the existing holes, because we know that that's fixed into something solid. It's important whenever you fit a new light that you do find something solid to fix into. It's no good just trying to fix into the plasterboard, or else eventually your light fitting will fall down. If you can't find something solid to fasten into, you can always use a plasterboard fixing to hold it up. So we've fastened the bracket up now, so now the next thing is to terminate some connections. So in order to connect the 2 live wires together, I'm going to use a Wago 2-way compact connector. These are very simple to use. You just push the wire in and then push the lever. And it's as easy as that. Now both the earth wires have been shoved down 1 piece of sleeve in here, so I'm just going to remove that and cut another piece of sleeving. To make it as easy as possible to do the connections, we're going to use these Wago connectors. These are Wago lighting connectors, and this particular one accepts 2 solid cables at the back there and the flex at the front. And then the other lighting connectors accept 1 solid cable at the back and the flex at the front. You don't have to use these, but it does make it a lot easier. Now what I need to do is hold the switch live wire and fit a Wago lighting connector on the back of it just by pushing it in. And then I just need to do the same with the neutral. And for connecting up the earth wires, I've got the Wago connector with the 2 holes at the back. So it's just a case of pushing the conductor in there. Making these connections now at the light fitting is really easy. All I need to do is press on the Wago connector to open it up and insert the piece of wire, and that's it, the connection's made. And then we can just fix up the light fitting. So first of all, we'll connect up the switch live wire. So it's just a case of pressing in the connector and inserting the wire and then letting go. And then we'll connect up the neutral. And then lastly we'll connect up the earth. And it's as simple as that. That's how easy it is to make the connections. Make sure you don't trap any wires when you're pushing the light back up. Just push it up onto the bracket and then you can just fasten your screws. Now we're going to put the allergen lamps into the fitting. And this particular light came with this little piece of kit, which is for putting the lamps in without touching the front of them. So we're just going to stick that sucker pad on there and then we're going to use that to insert it in the fitting. So they just push in and then turn. Now we've fitted the new light, we're going to go and switch the electric back on. And as you can see, the light's working perfectly now.